So my name is Hannah Budd and I'm the Head of Art and Design at BIS Hanoi. I studied theatre design in the UK and then I went on to do a PGCE following that. I taught for 5 years in the UK before moving over to Vietnam, and I've been here for 4 years now teaching art. I love teaching in Vietnam because I really enjoy working with international students. I think they have a really unique outlook on the world and on life, and I find that students at BIS Hanoi really want to do well and really want to achieve well, which in turn inspires me to support them to do that. I always really enjoyed art. As a child, I always wanted to be drawing and doing creative things. And then I decided I wanted to make a career out of it as I got older. I worked in theatre for a few years in the UK, working in costume and set design and prop making. And then I was working a lot with community groups as well. And I realised that I really enjoy working with young people and helping others to access art and enjoy art. So that's when I decided to retrain as a teacher. So I think art is really important in developing young people because it helps them firstly express themselves and explore ideas and things around them. But it also develops really useful problem solving and risk taking skills that would be useful in any area that they might decide to go into. Of course, like visual understanding and knowledge of colours and layout and imagery will help them a lot with any kind of presentation work that they may have to do in the future. And I think a lot of students really enjoy it as well. I think it's something where they feel that they can come and explore and really enjoy themselves. It's really important to use art as a tool to explore big global issues, and we've started using the SDGs as a starting point for a lot of our art projects. So, for example, we've been exploring safe housing and the housing issues that have been caused by climate change around the world, and then we've done a sculptural project based on that. We've been looking at consumerism and consumption and responsible waste disposal, and looking at the ways that different cultures and countries around the world have responded to these big issues. Also, art is a fantastic way to understand other people's cultures, because we do look at different artists from different parts of the world and looking at the way that they express their culture and their experiences is really useful for students. This year I've been very keen to connect students with local artists and to get them connected in with the art scene in Hanoi and in Vietnam. We've had a trip where we took students to visit Art Vietnam, which is a private collection owned by Suzanne Lecht, and she has a collection of most of the most famous artists in the current contemporary Vietnamese art scene that she's collected in her time here in Vietnam. That was really useful for students to see the kind of art that's being made here and the kind of experimentation that Vietnamese artists are making. We have a graffiti artist, a contemporary artist and graphic designer called Dung Zap coming in to work with students on a graffiti project. And I think it's really useful for them to see somebody who's made a whole career out of their creativity and maybe be inspired to see where their creativity could take them in the future. A real advantage of working in a Nord Anglia school is the connection with MIT. As a result of this, I got to go for some professional development training there for a week, and I went over to Boston and we had a week of lectures and workshops with experts and luminaries at MIT who talked to us all about the most current and up-to-date developments that they're making in the areas of science, technology, engineering. We had lectures on I went to a lecture that was really interesting on art and neuroscience and the way that they're connected. We were learning about epigenetics and the way that plants are responding to environmental stresses. We were learning about nuclear fusion, all kinds of really exciting ideas that the idea is that we bring these really big problems and solutions and big kind of ideas back into the classroom and share them with our students. So I'm really excited to do that next year. I would really like to organise lots of cross-curricular collaboration between the different subject areas, and we'll be working together with science, with maths, with humanities, art, design, to allow students to explore these big ideas in a really creative way.